That's why I go by Mr. Piotrowski at work. I can't. Yeah. Evan doesn't cut it anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's just
I got by that anime.
Right. Evangelion.
Yeah.
Evangelion.
I don't even know what to be honest. I don't know what the pronunciation is, but
I know in Japanese it's Evangelion.
Yeah, which is in American, how my name is pronounced. So
yeah, in American it's Evangelion.
Evangelion, yeah. I like it too, but I'll just wait for it, you know. Hey, Evan Sensei. Then you hear a kid Gillian. First time I heard that.
Never heard that before. You. God.
Speak to me when your bollocks drop your little shit.
Yeah, I just ignore it, and then kids get bored because I'm not reacting to it. So.
Right.
But now they call me Mr. Piotrowski now, which took them like 3 months to be able to pronounce.
I know, right? Fuck it, I can barely say that in English.
I think one girl. I was like, my name. I said it's Piotrowski. She was like Piotrowski. I was like, Jesus, I don't know which one's the worst. Fucking got Evangelion on one side and roast steak on the other. Like,
when I was at university, a French guy was living with me and my other housemates for a year, and French people can't pronounce my name, so he kept calling me Kiss.
Oh, they don't have a T. They don't have a TH sound in French. Oh,
well, it's the same as mine. Like Evan's in the same boat as me. My name's Vin. There's no V in the Japanese language. Period. Like they convert it to B most of the time. So my name literally was for 4 years Bin, like BIN, which I was literal trash.
Actually, there is no TH sound in Japanese, so you would be Kisu.
Kisu, yeah.
Yeah.
Which sounds
is kind of
more
like kiss.
Yeah.
We're all. We have like the worst Japanese names that translate in Japanese.
I've been called worse things.
Mr. Dickhead.
Yeah.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 43 of Podcast Reload. It's the general gaming podcast by Sifted.net subscribers, where we invite community guests onto the show to talk about the games industry in all its weird ways. I'm your host, Vin Hill, and joining me as always is, of course, the sole Japan dweller, Evan Piotrowski.
Hello, everyone.
And joining us as well, all the way from England, is Keith, also known as McWomble on Sifted.
Thanks for having me back on.
You're very welcome, sir. You're very welcome.
Every time you say sole Japan dweller, I think that Evan is the last man
just
on Earth.
The only one, right. It's like the last samurai. But
that's kind of how I feel every now and then. Walking around Japan, I'm like, yeah, I do feel like I'm alone. That was sad.
Do you look like Tom Cruise, though? That's the real question.
No, I don't. Not at all. I can't sprint as fast as he does in the movies either. Like the king of sprinting.
See, I don't think he is fast. He just looks like he's running fast.
No, he's good at looking like he runs fast.
That's because he's short as well. He's got to move quicker because he's short. He can't cover as much distance.
See, that's why he can run fast.
That's why his legs. Yeah, his stride. Right, he's got a short stride. That's why it looks like he's running so fast.
It zooms out to a wide shot, and it's just him going 5 miles an hour. Anyway, sorry, Tom. Yeah, Keith, thanks for coming back, man. We had you on about 10 episodes ago?
Yeah, episode 35.
Sweet. So it's been a while. We obviously played Save or Kill with you last time.
Yep.
So we're going to skip playing that with you, but you want to turn it around on us, right? This is a bad day for me and Evan, I heard. Yeah,
this is same as last time, kind of turn the tables on you guys a little bit and get some community payback for you trying to make everyone ruin their gaming existence. So kind of throw it open to both of you to consider Save or Kill, Shadow of the Colossus remake, Final Fantasy VII remake.
Shadow.
Yeah,
I mean it's that one's an easy one because I am really, really worried about the Final Fantasy VII remake. As cool as that announcement was, I don't think it's going to be... eventually, when it does come out in 15 years, whenever it comes out, I think it's just going to be a bag of hot mess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm really, really interested to see what happens with that thing. I hope it's good.
Yeah,
but
so do I. I mean,
I don't know.
I wouldn't-
You've both played Final Fantasy 15, haven't you? I mean, you've.
No, I wouldn't touch that game.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't.
well,
It's
you're smart.
God, it's horrendous. It's not a fun game, but.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
why you're also worried about it, with the combat and
Yeah,
everything.
there's that as well, and it's just the episodic thing and the fact that it wasn't originally being made by Square Enix, and then they shipped it off to another studio, and now they've taken over it like last month or something. They decided to bring it back in house because they've realized how fucking important it was. It's just a typical Square Enix thing where they're just going to take 10 years to make a game, which is going to come out and it's going to be a bit like, yeah, it's okay, but it shouldn't have taken you 10 years. But I don't know. I'm kind of worried.
Yeah, we're all just wait for the Final Fantasy remake story to pop up, pop its head out, and then look around for a bit, and then go back in the hole, and that'll happen for the next couple years.
I think it will. I mean, it's like Kingdom Hearts 3. They came out a couple of months ago saying, "Oh yeah, that'll be ready in the next 3 years or so." It's like, are you fucking serious? Like, you've been making that game for like. That game was announced when the PS4 was like first shown off 4 years ago or something. So that's going to be another 8-9 year game. I just can't. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Tangent. Second question.
It's a good tangent.
Sorry, man.
Is it last one? Rockstar or Naughty Dog?
Oh, you motherfucker. Yeah, it's Naughty Dog. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah. It's going to be Naughty Dog. Like, they make gold.
Yeah. No Red Dead 2 though.
Yeah, I mean, but I would take a Last of Us 2 over Red Dead 2 any day of the week. Any day.
That's a difficult one for me. Well, I'm really looking forward to The Last of Us 2. I was in the house, the camp. I suppose they're both places you can be under. Sorry. I liked the end of The Last of Us, and I thought it was a perfect ending to the story, and I was totally fine with that being a single game and then moving on to something different. But of course, I'm going to play The Last of Us Part 2. But I guess I would have to say Naughty Dog as well. I am not like I think the best thing that Naughty Dog has ever made is Red Dead Redemption. I'm not that big of a fan of the GTA series. I think they're fun games.
You mean Rockstar?
As like a giant...
Yeah, you said Naughty Dog.
Did I? Sorry. Rockstar. I think
that would be a good game.
What game?
Yeah, if like Naughty Dog made Red Dead Redemption.
If there was like their take on it.
Sorry.
Or if they did like a West, a game set in the Wild West or something like that. But the GTA series, I think they're okay. Like as a sandbox to play around in, they're the best games to do that. But I think the stories are kind of boring, and then the mission structure just gets go into a car and drive from A to B while listening to some exposition, and then get to B, and then just like do the same thing over. Like I think you drive more than that game than you really do anything else.
Right.
And
we've had that conversation before.
Yeah, but so I would say that sucks. I would never get to play Red Dead Redemption 2 because I'm really excited for that game.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for cowboy movies. So even though Naughty Dog make more and more different games than Rockstar, just for Red Dead 2, I'd have to go with Rockstar.
Yeah,
okay. I get that.
It's the thing with Naughty Dog. They're just consistently good. That's the thing. Like, I can't remember like the last bad game that they made, but I can point out a few Rockstar ones which are a bit questionable. I think that's the only reason why. I mean, Rockstar consistently get better, for sure. Like,
but they also make fewer games as well.
True. Like their best games pretty much are Red Dead Redemption 1 and GTA 5. They're their two best games, and they're pretty much their most recent games as well from that studio anyway. So yeah, I'm sure they will consistently get better, but Naughty Dog are just on that consistent level at the minute where they put out 9 out of 10 games every single time, and yeah, you can't fault them for that, I guess.
Although I am pretty gutted that I cannot play golf in GTA 5 anymore. I'm pretty sad about that.
You can't? Why not?
Well, because I chose Naughty Dog.
Oh right, yeah, true.
It's like the golf in GTA 5 is probably like the best golf game I've ever played.
I thought you said that you were going to say that they patched it out or something.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
that's
just
weird.
yeah, I've erased it from the history. That's
This is
disappointing.
true.
All right, yeah, that's
Cool.
was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, sweet. So moving on.
Sorry, it's
We
hot
are
here.
going to skip pretty much what we've been playing this week because we're actually going to go into a massive sort of what we've been playing over the last month sort of thing, because obviously we had E3 going on and we had a very special guest last week, and you got a bit of a follow up here, Keith. You got to follow Shane Satterfield.
Yeah, I can't have a conversation about the quality of toilets at the LA Convention Centre, so I don't know how I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
true. Well, just try your best. That's all I'm gonna say. just do what you can.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, it's been about a month since Vin and I actually legitimately talked about what we've been playing. So we figured we'd all just check everything off the list in one fell swoop and get Keith in on the action. So
Cool.
Indeed. So to kick us off, we'll start off with our guest, Keith. What have you been playing this month, I should say?
This month, I've been adding to my backlog, which is terrible of me, but certain things
well,
that I can...
it's the middle of the year, man. Like, this is the worst time of year to add to the pile of shame, as Erebus Jones would call it, is just add in crap to your list that you don't really need to, because the Steam summer sales, obviously there's all the E3 sales that are going on. I think PSN just had a friggin'
another
summer
sale
as
on
well.
top of
Jesus Christ.
the E3 sale. Yeah.
Yeah, some of those...
so-
So I was a bit gutted, because some of the titles that got posted on the site as being on the PSN sale, they're not on sale in the UK.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that
sucks,
sucks.
man.
So I was
But you'll
actually
probably get
going
them
to-
next month.
Yeah, maybe next month is normally when PSN have their big summer sale, so fingers crossed. So a couple of games that I've completed. Played through Valiant Hearts. I know it's a bit old now, but I just thought it was a really nice game. I did get
Your
stuck.
first time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So got stuck in a couple of different puzzles. Didn't have to look anything up on YouTube. I think it's just the art style, the fact that there's so much history behind it as well. Was it Ubisoft Montpellier? Put that
it's
together. They really took their
it's
time over how to make a game of something quite horrific, and then you've got the total opposite, which I haven't played, which you have, Vin, which is Battlefield 1. I've completed Doom, which I can't think of anything bad to say about that game. And off the back of that, one thing I did see in the sale was Wolfenstein, so I've started playing that.
The New Order or the Old Blood?
New Order.
The New Order?
Yeah.
So I've actually just recently completed the game. I played it opposite because there was a sale for the Old Blood a couple weeks ago. I bought that and played through that, and then I watched reviews on it, and everyone was like, "This is pretty good, but the New Order is where it's at."
Yeah,
And so then-
that's the great thing about standalone games, though. When they do standalone DLC, because it's so almost like a cheap demo sort of thing. So you can
Yeah.
you can get a taste of that, and then if you want to go to the full game, then you can. So there's more and more games doing that, which is great. I thumbs up to people that do actually do that stuff.
Yeah, like the Lost Legacy. Like I love that. That's awesome that they don't feel like they have to completely tie it, with it either being like directly connected to like the overarching story of the Wolfenstein series or whatever. But yeah, then there was a sale for the New Order after that. So I played them the opposite way. Like how Keith, how are you liking it?
I can't think of anything bad to say about it. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's not as graphically anywhere near the same as Doom.
No.
But the gunplay's good. The stealth play, if you fancy doing it, is good up until the point that I get spotted and then go dual wielding assault rifles.
Yeah. That's why I
but
love it. It gives you the option.
Yeah, it's just it's fun. And it's quite clever, some of the things that they've done with the alternative timeline, and I'm looking forward to the second one after what they showed off at the Bethesda conference at E3.
Oh yeah, it looks great. It looks so good. God, I forgot like how wacky Wolfenstein was until I watched that trailer again.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the first one had some of that as well, but it wasn't as extreme. But they've obviously like set that bar and they're like, we could take this further, the comedy and stuff. So that's great that they're diving back into that stuff, because it feels almost like have you guys seen Inglourious Bastards by
No, I've not.
Yeah. Oh, you've never seen Inglourious Bastards? Quentin Tarantino? Oh,
yeah,
really?
Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, it's a great movie. It reminds me a lot of the second Wolfenstein game, just how like the mood and the vibes coming from it is just that sort of edgy comedy to this really serious sort of setting. But it's a combination of weird things, but it always reminds me of that. So yeah, I'm super excited for the second one.
What else have I been playing? Vin's favourite topic, Yakuza 0.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not you as well.
Now, I've heard, I think I've heard a singular comment from you about this on Sifted, so I've never actually had a chance to sit down and talk to you about how you feel about it. So yeah, let us have it. Let me have it. I think Vin left. You can just let me have it.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying it.
Yes.
I'm not.
I don't mind that you're not enjoying it. I don't mind if you did enjoy it. I just want to hear this conversation. Go.
I think the way so when you said that you had some problems with it, I thought my first go-to was maybe possibly the combat, but for you it seemed like that's not what was the issue, the main issue.
No, I think it's we were having a chat on the whatever thread it was on the site. The exposition is just painful. You go from full CG cutscene to a still cartoon unskippable cutscene into a text box unskippable text conversation with people going, and then the text popping up, more text popping up. I think I've spent more time playing that game just pressing X just to skip the text than anything else. And it's, I was playing through and I felt like I really should push through this, because the bits of the game that you actually play are quite good fun, but it's just filled with too much exposition.
So is it an issue of you think the story is interesting but they just lay on way too much dialogue, or
there's far too much dialogue. And
or
if it was
like, do you like the story? Like, is it interesting, the kind of mystery around the
the whole point
the
of
empty
it's
lot?
the murder lot, the empty lot murder mystery is probably the only thing that's going to keep me going back to that game, because I'll tell you what it reminds me of with the text boxes and pressing X constantly. Virtua Tennis.
Was there like a?
It's quite a comparison.
Yeah, it's a weird comparison, but it seems to me it's a very Sega type thing to do. And there was one where you kind of create your own player, Virtua Tennis, and you go and you talk to all the other tennis players, and all they'll do is come up to the net and just go, and then there'll be reams and reams of text in a box.
What are they saying in Virtua Tennis?
So you're coming onto the tennis circuit, something, and then they'll challenge me to a game. And again, you're just pressing X for about 5 minutes to start playing the fucking game. and that's exactly the same feeling that I got. I'm not that far in to Yakuza 0, but it's that kind of made it a bit of a struggle for me. And some of the things they force you to do is I thought it would be a bit more kind of open from the get-go. It's like, nope, you've got to go to this place and speak to this person. All the streets around you are closed off until you've done this thing.
Oh, yeah, you're in the beginning, that stuff is closed off until you do a couple of missions.
And it was just, fucking hell, I don't want to go back to my apartment and have another cutscene and then a still cartoon cutscene followed by a load of text that I can't skip, and I'm just pressing X to read all this shit.
This is great. I've just got like the image in my head. It's just Evan on the other end of this call, just like shaking, just staring at his screen, like, are you fucking suit? It's great.
But then I got out in the street, and who's the aging Westerner?
The drunkard, yeah. I forgot
who
his name.
teaches you all your fighting techniques. It's like, right, okay, this
of course he does.
Yeah.
That's great.
That was painful as well. And it's just let me fight, for fuck's sake.
Okay, so like all of this stuff you're talking about, this is all in the beginning of the game, and they do lay everything on pretty thick in the beginning. And yeah, like just kind of leading you along, like introducing all of these new game mechanics and all of these people. Like, okay, this is the guy that you learn fights from. This is the guy that you do this from, and then a lot of exposition. It's been a while since I played it. I'm trying to think of whether it does get better, but there are still going to be later in the game like lots of exposition dumps. That type of thing is very Japanese in terms of storytelling.
Right.
Which I do also have an issue with. Like, it's just lazy sometimes to just sit there and say, okay, this is exactly what's going on, because we can't thread it, weave it into the action or the story. But
I don't know why they just... The confusing thing for me was, why go from a CG cutscene to a still where you've just got voiceover and then it's just a cartoon image that changes to
that's
then
weird. Yeah.
It's probably just how they developed the game, man. They were probably thinking, this will be enough to explain, and then they've gotten knee deep into it. It's like, actually, we need a bit more. So they've added another system, and then further down the line they said, crap, we need to actually add even more to this at the beginning of this. All right, we'll add this other system, and we'll just do it through text or whatever. So it's just bad development, really.
Yeah.
Or management, I should say, not development.
I'm going to keep going with it, but I'm preferring to shoot Nazis in the face.
Yeah. I don't blame for that. I will say the weird thing where they use just like in-game cutscenes and then CG cutscenes and then that weird like motion kind of what you said, like the animations, like that stuff they kind of, it goes away later in the game. So I don't know why it's so front heavy with mixing all that stuff up, but it later in the game it's just CG cutscenes and like in-game stuff. But yeah, I mean, the Yakuza series isn't for everyone. I will say all of those problems, none of those are in Yakuza 6, although there is a lot of exposition, but at least the characters speak and you're not reading text boxes.
Yeah.
It's fully voiced. Although if it's going to be in Japanese, so you're still reading text boxes, but yeah.
Well, I don't mind subtitles, but it's just if I'm spending most of the first 2 hours that I've played just pressing X to skip text boxes, that's not a fun experience.
Right, like, every game under the sun is voiced, and then you have this game that comes out in 2017, and it's just text, like it's fucking PlayStation 2 or something, yeah.
Yeah,
like, I get that.
I don't mind if it's text or if it's cutscenes or whatever, but just be consistent with that stuff. That's all I ask for. Like, I can sit down, I can play all the way through Final Fantasy 9, no problem, because that's all text, and that's fine. But when you get a game, like Final Fantasy did it as well, where you'd go from a happy cutscene or whatever, and then it'll suddenly just go back to, after that, it'll go straight to just like two guys stood there, no voice acting, just text only. It's like, this is weird. Like, why? Right, exactly. That shouldn't be a thing, and it's just weird. Like, just be consistent. I don't mind. I really don't mind either way. Just do one or the other, though. Don't switch. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, I'll fight through it.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to keep asking you about updates later.
Yeah. Is it one quick thing I want to get out of the way for some of the guys on the site, is I'm actually looking forward to a Madden game for the first time in many, many years.
Oh, is this because of the story mode that's in the game, or is it?
Yeah, it's
else?
the first thing they've actually done differently. Like we were talking before we started recording, Madden, I think the last one I played was Madden 05, and if you can picture me sat in front of the TV with the Xbox 360 controller in my hand, then standing up and then throwing the controller at the floor in rage. That is the only game where I've broken a controller. And
savage.
How that happened is because they've moved away from more of an arcadey feel to more and more of a sim. I felt like I was being penalised because I wasn't playing the game as they thought I should be playing it. And what I mean by that is, if you've not got time to play 15-minute quarters, as if you were playing a full American football game, and you only had time, like I did, to play 2-minute quarters, at the end of the season, if you're in franchise mode, all of your players' stats would drop because they weren't getting the reps that the game thought that they should be getting. So
Right.
as I was going on in my franchise,
balanced out. It
No.
wasn't balanced out for like 2 minutes.
no, there was no balance whatsoever.
That's a huge, massive oversight.
Yeah, so I don't know if they fixed that in.
They must have. I mean, it's been in the past 13 years of your absence from the series. I hope that they would include that.
Yeah,
Yeah, how crazy is that, by the way? Like, especially with sports games, it always blows my mind that there's still problems with sports games in this day and age. Like, you've been making the same game for like 20 years, guys. Come on, like, get on this. Like, how have you not perfected this to like a perfect format yet?
Yeah.
Well, it's all
cool
these
that they're
little
still trying to
tweaks.
find.
Like all these little
Right.
tweaks hold the game back, and I think one thing that Madden suffers from is because it doesn't have any competition. Because it, I think it actually, Keith, correct me if I'm wrong, that they got the NFL license after the Madden 2005, because I remember ESPN 2K5 came out, and it was an insanely. It was way better than Madden 2005 in almost every way, and basically every review said that. And I don't know if it was the timing thing or a coincidence, but after everyone said that ESPN 2K5 was better than Madden 05, they bought the rights to it, and then there hasn't been
they've still got that
competition
exclusivity
since.
deal, and it's not helping the franchise.
No, it's not. It's one reason I don't want to play these games where, like, I said in the pre-show, like, Madden games at this point are essentially $60 DLC with just like updated rosters and then some tweaking. The good thing about Madden 2018 is it seems like they're actually doing more than just updating rosters and maybe stadiums and all that type of stuff, which should be DLC, by the way.
Yeah.
But when you add a story mode into it, that changes it a bit. It gives it a bit more than these random tweaks that they decide to.
I just hope it's got
put in over the
a
years.
bit of depth to it rather than just some kind of facile. We're going to take you through maybe a half an hour journey with a few bits of gameplay in between. Now go and do the same shit that you've been doing for the last however many years.
Right.
The other thing that I've really kind of pushed me over the edge with Madden is the difficulty spike. If you turn the difficulty up to all Madden, what the game does, or what I found it did, was it didn't make your opposition better, it just made you worse. So
In what way? Like you drop more balls? Or something?
I
missed
had
tackles.
Yeah, I had a situation where this is going back a while. So Vin, you won't know who the hell I'm talking about, but it was when Chris Johnson just had his 2,000-yard season with the Titans.
Vin, you with us? Remember that one?
My brain hurts.
So
Okay.
so if you take it as kind of spreadsheet like. He had an overall player rating of 99. My offensive line had an overall rating of 89. He got tackled in the backfield every single down. I couldn't get a pass
it was
off.
like it was linked to the team's stats.
Yeah. So
That's
as soon as the difficulty is, because I put the difficulty up just to see what it was like, and stuff, what the hell's wrong? Is it if you start in a second quarter with something like minus 25 yards, and that's just not fun. And it's not because I'm shit at the game either.
I would have smashed the controller right alongside you, have I had played it. Well, hopefully this one's better. I mean, they're adding a new part of the game that's been missing and fans have been asking for.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully,
From what I know, I never played it, but the people that played the FIFA, what's it even called? The
Ultimate
Journey or
Team?
whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
No. Yeah, just the Journey bit, not the Ultimate Team. But everyone that played that, apparently, it got a really good response. So hopefully Madden gets the same treatment. But that's obviously why they've put it in the game, because people responded to it on the FIFA game. So hopefully it does mix it up a little bit, because that is one franchise which has become stagnant in time. I think it's just going to lose more and more people the more that they stick to that legacy gameplay and stuff. So fingers crossed for it.
Right, and then the last thing from me, I put 88 hours into Mass Effect Andromeda,
Oh, nice.
wow.
and I
how
don't
is
know
that?
what all the fuss is about.
Yeah. I mean, is it as broken as people were talking about, or have they fixed it now? Is
Even
it a
before
bit
the
more better?
patches, it wasn't as broken as people were talking about.
No, yeah, I think everyone everyone always blows these things up so worse than they actually are.
And I know Shane and Brent were talking about the lack of DLC on Game Face on Friday, just gone. And I asked Shane the question, do you think that EA giving the code out to influencers actually backfired? Because these guys don't really have any responsibility to critique the game, and it was a lot of the people who got code early who ended up memeing it, which ended up affecting the sales. So I don't know if EA kind of shot themselves in the foot with this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think because there was way too much expectation around that game as well. I mean, it just had such a legacy to live up to.
And it doesn't. It doesn't. It is even going back to Mass Effect 1 and all the problems that's got with the combat.
Right.
It's still my least favourite Mass Effect game. It's still good. It's 4th out of 4 games.
Yeah, interesting.
It is. I'm not a massive Effect fan. Yeah. But I played the trilogy and I really, really enjoyed it. So at some point I will be buying this game. But yeah, I would say like it affected my opinion of the game when all that stuff had surfaced about people just making a joke about it and kind of like beating a dead horse. Like I saw that stuff. I'm like, this game's not cooked. I'm waiting for patches. I'm waiting for a sale. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what happened on my part, anecdotally.
Yeah, I think Shane's response is quite a bit more sensible than mine, conspiracy theorist, which is, people were waiting. The people didn't want to get burned. If you're like me and you put kind of 500-600 hours into the first 3, you probably want to make sure that the next one's going to be good before plunking down your money. And it just seemed as though, with what happened, not enough people did that. But I think there was maybe a bit of an overreaction on EA's part, just to disband the team and turn them into a support team. But
so overall, like you enjoy the game?
Overall, I enjoyed it. The combat is really good fun. Liam Costa is quite possibly one of the worst characters in any BioWare game ever. That guy is just an annoying prick. I wish there was an option in the game, like in some of the first ones, if you played it. Liam. Just is there a punch Liam in the face button?
There's DLC to erase him from the game.
That was what was coming, but it's been cancelled now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope you're all happy.
Yeah.
Right. See, they could have made the game better.
That's it from me.
Ah, sweet. It's a good batch of games, I would say. Pretty varied as well. You're not playing the same game over and over again, I guess. So that's pretty sweet. But moving on, Evan, what have you been playing, man?
So this is going back a couple weeks now. I played 2 games, actually beat them both on the same day. Very, very similar games, by the way. Almost identical. I beat Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Hotline Miami 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, I guess the only similarity is that they both have 2 in the title. But
right, exactly. Yeah, that's weird.
I talked about Super Mario Galaxy on the last episode, but solid game. The only bad thing is there's a couple of horrible motion control levels that are timed. So you're on the top of this ball and you have to hold the Wiimote vertically, and then you have to Mario rolls atop of this ball and you have to there's these sections where if you mess up using a Wii remote that's so accurate, you fall off and you have to start over. Talking about smashing controllers.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
It was fucking terrible. But the game itself, other than that stuff, it's just a solid game. And the reason that I ended up picking it up is because, just preparing for Mario Odyssey, and it just seeing pretty much every 3D Mario game is such a great game. It's good to play. Finally I finished the Galaxy series, and they're great games. Hotline Miami 2, back in 2013, I would say Far Cry 3 and Hotline Miami 1 were tied for my game of the year of 2013. Absolutely loved Hotline Miami 1. I played it in Japan, And then I have a great memory of my brother Nick. He came to see me in Japan. First time that he's ever been in Asia. And he'd never heard of Hotline Miami. I was like, dude, we got to sit down and play this game. And we sat down and we beat the game while he was here. And then
nice.
he went back and like told a bunch of people, like my cousin and some other people to buy it, and they played it together. Like, he absolutely loves that game, and so did I. And then I got Hotline Miami 2 in 2014 when it first came out, and that game just fucking kicked my ass so hard that I just stopped playing it, and then it just got to one of those points where... Does this ever happen to you guys where a game kicks your ass so hard you put it down, and then the further away you get from when you last played it, you just are so intimidated to even go back to it?
Yeah, that's happened to me before, actually.
Totally happened to me.
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne? Okay.
Yeah, that was the one that... I mean, I got to like the third boss in that game, and I was like, fuck this game. I can't be... I'm just pulling hair at it. What's the point? And like, the more I left it, I was like, I'll come back to it next week. Like, the more I left it, the more like I didn't want to go near it, because it was just like, that game's just gonna kick my ass. And now that I haven't played it in a week, I'm gonna be rusty, and I won't be able to get any further anyway.
Right.
And after a month, it was just like, I'm never gonna go back to it. But then it's about a year later, actually, I eventually went back to it and I actually finished the game, and I did enjoy it, but it still had its problems in my opinion. But yeah, same situation.
In order to save time, most of the time, nowadays it's just like, fuck it, I'm just playing it on easy.
Yeah, unfortunately for Hotline Miami 2,
there is some games don't have that option. Yeah, the Bloodborne was the same.
Yeah. So like, I beat Mario Galaxy 2 like early on a Saturday, and it was just, I turned on my PlayStation 4 and it was just staring me right in the face. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna. Cool thing was, it was I had a cross save from PlayStation 3. So I booted it up, and boom, I was like back in the game. I thought I was going to have to start from the beginning, but one reason that game is so different, that it's not as good as part 1, is that the level design is so much more open. And so basically you have a reticle, and if you hold R1, you're able to like zoom out the camera a bit and just kind of see where the enemies are placed around you, and that just gives you an idea to like figure out how you're going to attack certain areas. Like, okay, I'll go around this corner. Right. Okay, that guy can probably see me, so I'm going to shoot this guy and lure him around the corner, like that type of thing. The bad thing about Hotline Miami 2 is some of the level design is way more open, to where you just can't see guys, because it's not hallways and small rooms like bathrooms and living rooms and stuff anymore. It's just these massive open areas. So like, you'll finish off everyone and then you'll just get shot from off screen, and it's just so disheartening. But I got back into the game and I beat it that day, and I just played the game differently. The game now is more about luring people towards you than instead of just going balls out and running in rooms and like slicing everyone up. It's a bit more tactical. I still like part 1 better, but Hotline Miami 2 is a very, very good game, and the soundtrack is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's all like synthwave stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. It's like chillwave and synthwave and...
God, I love that stuff. I don't know why. I think... Yeah, I totally forgot about that sort of style of music. Going off on a tangent here, but I totally forgot about that sort of style of music. Then I recently watched Stranger Things on Netflix.
Oh God, what an
opening.
I
don't know why, just that opening music, man. Just every single time, it's like dun dun, and then I started listening to soundtracks and shit on YouTube, and it just massive rabbit hole.
Got sucked down the synthwave rabbit hole.
The synthwave compilation.
That is a great hole to get sucked into. By the way, I've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
Hotline Miami 2, awesome game. It's fucking difficult. It gets really, really fucking difficult at the end, but the highs and lows, you get so low sometimes that the highs are just once you clear a room and you wipe the sweat off your brow, it's just like, I fucking did it. Like, I am the best gamer in the history of the fucking world. At least, you feel it for like 2 seconds until you die again. But moving on, this is during E3. I'd never played Uncharted 1. Totally passed me by, and I started with 2 because my friend had it at his house, and I came over. He's like, "Oh, I just picked up this game. Why didn't you play it?" I had never even heard of Uncharted 1, by the way. I was like, Uncharted 2, what's this? And I played it, and I like, over the course of like 3 sittings, I like beat the game, and I absolutely loved it. But this is actually a true story. So this was a Tuesday. I woke up at 5 a.m. to watch Ubisoft's press conference. I took a day off. I mean, I was sick. You know what I mean? So
the E3 bug.
Yeah, the E3 bug. It happened twice in a row, actually.
Twice, yeah, I know, right? Just year after year, it's like, why do I always get sick at this time in June, Evan? It's like,
yeah, it's just like looking at Evan's schedule. Yeah, he gets sick on like June 13th a lot. But this is exactly how my day went. I woke up at 5, watched Ubisoft, then watched the kind of sifted reaction analysis video of that. Talked to the Impartialist a bit. Watched the Sony presser. Drank 7 beers. Did my taxes. Mailed that off. Came back home. Beat Uncharted 1. And then I went for a 10K run.
That's quite a day.
That's exactly what happened, too.
All whilst you were sick. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is pretty impressive. Yeah, I had one of those, yeah.
Trying to run it off.
Yeah. Uncharted 1, I didn't really like it that much, to be honest with you, and...
It's that, I was going to say, it's super interesting to me that this is like the last Uncharted that you played, because it's probably the worst one. When I say like, at the time, it was a great game, but it just got completely outdone by 2, and then 3 was probably on par with 2. Like, most people have that debate, right, between 2 and 3.
I didn't like 3.
4 is not, yeah, I'm not a fan of 3. I'm all about 2 and 4. But it's just super interesting to see that you've actually gone back to that one last, sort of thing. It's kind of crazy. But
yeah, and the only reason is I just didn't know about it when it came out, and
just
I bought that collection. Yeah, there's just some stuff about it that, but like in my mind, I'm playing it and I'm just remembering like this is their first PlayStation 3 game. This is their first shot at a new franchise. Like some of the stuff that they did at the time was new. Like the run and gun stuff is fine. I would say this game's pretty hard. Like I actually bumped it down to normal because I was getting my ass beat on hard. Whereas all the other Uncharted games I played on hard, but just they hadn't just tuned the platforming and also the signaling to the player. Like there's tons of times I'm like, where am I supposed to go? Like, oh, this little ledge that it's not highlighted 500 times in yellow highlighter. I didn't know I could climb that that rock.
Yeah.
They didn't like fine tune that stuff. There's like they do this like weird thing. It's like a non-QTE where every now and then like a platform will break and you have like a second to jump to the next one.
Yeah.
But it's not a button. It's not a QTE. You do have to press the jump button, but like the opening is minuscule. Like you'll just die. I'm like, oh, thank God they scratched that from the rest of the games. At least they tried it once. The most amazing thing about this game to me is after I beat it, I was like, wow, like holy shit, how far has this series come?
Oh yeah.
Having played Uncharted 4 like just last year, it's absolutely amazing.
The painful boss fight at the end. I died so many times trying to fight the last boss by trying to shoot him from behind cover, not realizing.
That last boss fight is terrible, especially the very last part of it where you have to like quickly dodge, and then like get closer to him and then like finish him off with like triangle. Yeah, that was bad. But
I think Naughty Dog have definitely got that in their repertoire though. It's like, oh, we've made this amazing game. How can we top this off? Let's make the worst boss battle ever. Okay, let's do that. That's a great idea. So,
Lost Legacy is their chance.
Just to a tradition.
But yeah, just going. Yeah, hopefully Lost Legacy doesn't do that. But my God, like from 1 to 4, absolutely. Like I think they've made 4 Uncharted games during the time that like Final Fantasy 15 was in production.
Yeah, I mean that's
insane.
It's crazy, right? And just look how far that series has come as well. I mean, it's interesting because I recently finished Uncharted 1 again because I was trying to do all the platinums for the...
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And I haven't actually got the platinum yet, but I've completed it a couple of times, like getting the collectibles and stuff. But it's super interesting to see the animations on the first one, just like the facial animation stuff. Cause it's because they just come off Jak and Daxter, right? That was like their previous game to Uncharted 1. And some of the faces are just so over animated. It's really interesting to see compared to like Uncharted 4 or The Last of Us or stuff, where it's a lot more serious and it's a lot more realistic. But in the original, it's just the super wacky sort of like crazy facial expressions. It's like, whoa, it's almost jarring to watch sometimes, but it's really interesting.
It totally was, yeah. I mean, the game was fun enough for me to finish, but I did not have a good. There's one part where like there's all these like Indiana Jones traps, and I posted a video on Twitter like this, like, I didn't even start climbing the fucking ledge, and I got, like, hit by this thing, and, like, it killed me. I'm like, I didn't even get close to it. Like, what the fuck? Stuff. But yeah, it was their first shot. It's, you know, it's an older. It was a 2007 maybe. Like, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it's 10 years old, man.
Yeah, it's early PlayStation 3, like, new IP, like, all that stuff. Like, the best thing about that game is just seeing how far they've come from it. But actually, Keith, I wanted to throw this out to you. I think last time that you were on the show, you had recently just bought the Uncharted collection.
Yeah.
Have you played through the entirety of the collection? You just finished it. What's your overall thoughts like about? Have you played 4 yet?
The series in general.
I haven't played 4 yet. No. I'm still. I said this last time. I'm still a bit Uncharted out.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't play all 3 of them like back to back to back. It's
especially some of the jarring bits. So I never want to see that desert ever again. In 3.
3 was, I don't know, it just felt too much of the same almost. It wasn't different enough for me personally, and like some of the settings were really drab in a way. Yeah. I mean, it was a beautiful game like in terms of technical achievement, but just the whole, it's like, all right, I'm sort of sick of the desert now.
I just found it a bit. I know you're meant to dispel belief at certain points, but you're walking through the desert. Water. Oh no, there's a guy with a gun. I don't actually need a drink. I'm just going to shoot a load of people.
Yeah. I mean, that is Uncharted. Yeah, it's like Nathan Drake would be completely destroyed. But yeah, and then quickly to wrap up this conversation, Wolfenstein: The New Order, beat that, loved it. It's just so fun. Those games are so fun. It's like, and it's one of the only first person games aside from like Dishonored and maybe Deus Ex that does stealth really well. I just really liked it, and it didn't have a shitty last boss battle like the Old Blood, as Erebus Jones and I talked about a couple podcasts back. Then I also beat Shovel Knight: Spectre of Torment, which is just free. If you bought Shovel Knight, you just get
for real?
Yeah, like, and I didn't know that. Like, I logged on to Shovel Knight, it was like, oh, you just get Spectre of Torment, and I bought that game for like for $20 like a year ago. Nice. And I played Spectre of Torment. Awesome game. The platforming is great. I almost broke my controller. Some of the later platforming sections were a bit bullshit, but it's a fucking super solid game. It's
I still, I feel bad for saying this, but I still haven't played Shovel Knight.
When you do, I'm going to be happy to talk to you about.
Yeah, it's a game. Like, I know it's a game that I'd love. I mean, it's a pixel art game. It's that sort of.
After watching Platinum Journey, I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what threw me off a little bit.
No. Do not try. Trying to platinum that game will ruin it for you. Just play it.
Right.
And the difficulty curve of just playing it should be sufficient. But Vin, when you can, man, get on that.
Yeah, I'll get around to it.
All right. Speed review. I started The Witcher 3 and then stopped, as you do. And then I played a game of Gwent. I'm like, all right, this game is like pretty awesome, but I'm not ready yet. I'm just not ready yet. Like, I'm sorry, Witcher 3. I'll come back to you.
It's the story of my life, man. I'll get around to it.
Talking about Gwent, have either of you got into the Gwent open beta?
I played it a little bit, but I didn't want to get too much into it, because that's the problem with those games when they're in beta, is like they are actually in beta. It's not like a Battlefield game or a COD game where if you play the beta of Battlefield, then you pretty much it's like a demo of the game at that point. It's pretty much it's quite solidified in its design and stuff, so not too much has changed. Like, they tweak a gun here and there, but in like a COD game, like, rules drastically change from the beta up until like the final product. So I played it a little bit, and I did enjoy it. I know it's probably going to do pretty well. It's probably going to do as well as Hearthstone if it was as popular as it was when The Witcher 3 came out. So
I played a few
for it, but I'll wait until it's finished.
I played a few hands, and then I got the pay to win vibe off it.
Oh no!
Well, it's a free to play game. They got to make the money somehow, I guess.
Oh, it's free to. I didn't know it was free to play.
Yeah.
I played like one hand of Gwent. I don't even remember how the game works in The Witcher 3, but it seems like something that I definitely go back to once I finally start The Witcher, like, in earnest. But
for sure.
And then yesterday I played the Breath of the Wild DLC pack. Basically, I found all the hidden outfits. Basically, you can get like the Tingle outfit and the fucking armor from Phantom Hourglass and stuff, but you don't just get them. You get hints as to where they're placed within the map. So it pretty much, it took me like 8 hours to fucking find all of them because I didn't look at any guides to do it. And then the trials thing where like you're going through progressively harder areas in order to strengthen the Master Sword. There's like 3 sections of that. And so like once you beat a section, you can teleport out and then go back in and do the second section. I beat the first 2 sections. The third section is so fucking hard. Like it's so hard. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to beat it. But I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm a bit disappointed in the pack. Like the $25 it cost me to buy it is not worth it yet. I'm just hoping that DLC in the winter will make that $25 price tag worth it for me.
I'm sure they're going to spoil that game for a while, I think. I mean, especially if they're trying to validate the Switch version.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's actually going to be a legitimate story thing with dungeons for the last pack instead of all this weird shit that's just very minuscule. But it got me back in the game, and I'm at like 126 hours now, so it's good. And nice. Fuck, man, that was a lot of games. I played a shit ton of games the last month.
I've got one question for you, Evan, on Deus Ex. Unlike Dishonored, I found that if you didn't stealth Human Revolution, the XP that you got for doing certain things was lower. So have they tweaked that so that you actually level up at the same rate by playing a different playstyle?
Well, I don't necessarily know if it's lowered. Well, I guess it's a glass, like half full, half empty, half full type of thing where you get bonus XP for stealthing sections. But to be fair, the bonus XP you get is pretty minuscule. Like they might have even tweaked those numbers so much so that you don't feel as bad for not stealthing sections.
Yeah.
Like I think one was like I got 1,000 XP for beating a section and then plus 200 for stealthing it, which is not that much. So I think they might have tweaked those numbers a bit to make people not feel as bad.
Interesting.
But yeah, and one more thing, the cover system was way fucking better in Mankind Divided. It's so much better. It's so good.
That's good.
But yeah, a lot of games, and now moving on to Vin. What have you been playing?
I've not been playing as much as you do. I mean,
sorry, that was a lot.
No, that's cool. That's good. It's more games. I've finished 2 games and I started 3. So, blasting through the ones I finished, I got a chance to finally get around to Firewatch, which it's hard to talk about without spoiling it. It's a very short game, but it's a very, very good game. I really, really enjoyed it. But it's the best way I can sort of praise it is it makes you overthink a lot of things. So there's so many things that the story could be, and then it ends up being one thing sort of thing, and you're just constantly thinking about, oh, okay, what about this happened? And when just as you like divert your attention to think, oh, okay, it's definitely this, I think I've figured it out. As soon as you start thinking like that, the game pretty much stomps you down straight away. It's like, actually, no, it's not anything to do with that. So it's super interesting, like the psychology behind the game and how the player sort of thinks about what the ending is going to be before they get there, and it's sort of like an exercise in that in itself.
You're speaking my language. That's so I love mysteries and I love misdirection.
Yeah, it does a lot of misdirection.
I love that stuff.
That was a word I should have used from off the bat. But there's a lot of misdirection in the game, and it's done very masterfully, almost. But if you're just playing the game just to play it, just to get to the end or whatever, and you're not thinking about it, and you're not letting it stir around in your head while you're playing it, then you're not going to enjoy it as much. But if you get fully invested into the world, it's super interesting the way it makes you think one thing, or and it's really subtle about it. It's not like it shoves it in your face and it's like, oh, it could be this. It's just ideas that you accumulate over time as you're playing the game, and then suddenly the game will just stomp it down just as you get that idea and just as you formulated it to that point. So it's an interesting experience, but it's hard to talk about without ruining it.
Have you played Virginia?
Yeah. I haven't played Virginia. I've heard a lot of good things bar the ending. Like, a lot of people complain about the ending of the game.
It's a fucking weird beast, that game. Yeah. But I played Virginia last year, and I'm just interested to see. Not that those games need to be compared, just because they're first person, 2 to 3 hour indie games. But I purchased Firewatch on the PlayStation sale, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that game's all about. From what you said, it just kind of reiterates what I've heard around the web about how good the game is. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of Gone Home, but Gone Home is a bit more direct in its sort of messaging, and you sort of knew where it was going as it was happening. Whereas Firewatch, it's just like this: the ending comes, so it's like, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. That was, but like the whole time you formulated ideas, and it's more about the playing of the game rather than the ending, if that makes sense. So
it's getting so abstract, man. Like,
so it is.
Just kidding.
As someone who's a big fan of Mass Effect 1, I like the story. Not over gameplay, but the story being a main element of the thing that you are doing whilst you're in the game.
Yeah.
The story in Mass Effect 1 is great, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Firewatch is on my...
What's going on?
Yeah, my wish list has Firewatch on it.
Yeah, you should add it on there, man. It's a really great little game. Can't praise it enough. It's got a couple of little problems and stuff, but it's outside of like just the walking around and the climbing over objects and stuff is a bit canned animation-y, and I'm not really into that. But
what about the visually? How do you like it? Being an artist yourself,
it's great. I mean, it's really simple. It's all like low poly cell shaded. Well, not cell shaded, but it's there's not much textured stuff. It's all just like mainly based around colors. But the game can be stunningly beautiful at times, but other times it can be really apparent that it's an indie game, but you just get lost in it. It's a great little game. I can't get enough
awesome
praise. Yeah, the other game that I played on the other end of the spectrum really is Titanfall 2. I finally got around to that. It popped up on a sale. I think I got it for about $15 or something.
Oh,
maybe $20.
You hadn't played it before?
No, I hadn't played it.
Oh, okay.
Played it. I never played the first one, and yeah, I was really interested to see what Respawn could do, because obviously they were the guys that branched off from the Call of Duty team. Well, they pretty much invented Call of Duty. All them, I think it's all the original team that pretty much left to go to Respawn. They all branched off after Modern Warfare 2, I think it was. After that whole, they had a massive lawsuit, and half the team just walked out of the office pretty much.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that story.
Yeah. So I was really interested to see like how it could be different, because they were the guys that invented the wall running stuff, and then Call of Duty sort of stole it for Black Ops.
Yeah.
So it's a whole thing. But
have you played just through the campaign, or are you dived into the multiplayer?
I played the multiplayer as well, but the campaign is actually it's short but sweet. It's actually a really great little campaign. It's very focused. It knows exactly what it wants to do. It's just action through and through, and there are some super cool mechanics to do with like time travel used in the game as well. Like, I'm not going to spoil much with it, but just like how it actually utilizes it in the game. You come across this planet, and you get like this switch that you can switch between a certain time zone and your own time zone. The one's like post-apocalyptic, and one is like this whole clean, nice aesthetic. And you have to wall run as you're like switching through time, so you can avoid certain obstacle in different.
That reminds
time
me of
zones
like Guacamelee a bit.
Right, and it's just a really, really interesting little section of the game. The game is a bit short though. I think it's only like a 5-6 hour game, but if you can pick it up on a sale, man, I think you might actually enjoy the campaign quite a bit. It's pretty decent.
I mean, I do play a shit ton of first-person games. Like, on that sale, I bought Dishonored 2, which I can't fucking wait to play, by the way.
Yeah, I need to get around to that.
Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, Wolfenstein, and Firewatch. And without thinking, I bought all those games, and then I looked at the list, and I'm like, all those games are first-person games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. That's cool.
But on the flip side of that, Titanfall 2's multiplayer is actually a lot of fun. I was pleasantly surprised by.
Oh, you didn't get like utterly dominated because you jumped into the party that's 6 months or too late, or.
No, because it felt a lot like old Call of Duties, which sounds stupid, but in the way that it feels, it's very, very well balanced, and just how immensely cool it is to call in a Titan for the first time. Just that feeling of like, oh, your Titanfall's ready, sort of thing, and you pull that trigger, and this fucking mech just falls out from the sky, lands in front of you, and you can climb into it. But no matter how many times you do that, it just never gets old. It's just immensely cool every single time you hit that button when you're in the multiplayer game, and you get into your mech and you just shooting shit up. It's just a lot of fun.
Because they've changed up the mechanics on that now, from the first one, didn't they? So if you get in your mech, you're not in it until it explodes. You can actually jump out and go back to being on foot.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. You weren't able to get out in the first one?
No, only if you got killed, I think.
Oh, but once you jumped in, that was it.
Yeah.
But the game is very well balanced in that respect, though. I mean, if you're in your mech and you come across someone else in the mech, you're like, all right, fuck it, and you've got to really think about like how you like do your flanks and how you avoid their hits and stuff, and it turns into more of a tactical thing at that point. Whereas when you're on the ground with just your normal rifle and you're shooting other guys, the time to kill is super fast. Like normal Call of Duty it's one quick burst and guys are down. So it's really interesting how it mixes it up within the same game. So I give it a thumbs up for that.
This is only tangentially related, but can we put a moratorium on games with titles that include a noun followed by a verb, especially if it includes
that's
fall.
That's never going away. It's never going away.
I'm sorry, Matterfall is one of the worst titles of a game I've probably ever heard. Firewatch is okay because it directly relates to like, you're on Firewatch, like that's what your job is.
It's actually
like,
about the story. Yeah,
but like Overwatch, I guess. Well, Overwatch is Overwatch now. It's like the band Korn. Like it's such a dumb name, but once it becomes its own thing, you think about Korn as the band and not as the fucking food. So
I don't think that's ever going away, though, man. Ever.
I can't think, when I think of Korn the band, or Korn the food, I think of Korn the band. That would be really screwed up.
At least it's with a K, right?
That's how prolific Korn is. When I think Korn, I think probably like 80% of the time, I think of the band, to be honest.
That's pretty depressing.
Yeah.
If there's going to be a moratorium, you've got me doing it now, a moratorium on anything on this show, it's got to be you talking about Yakuza.
Yeah, this is true.
Kiwami is coming out in the fall, so I will.
So
be
other games
that Vin has played. Yes, what have you been playing, Vin?
I'm not going down that rabbit hole. No, I'm joking. What else did I play? I played Black Ops 3 as well. I also got that on the sale at the same time as Titanfall 2, which is sort of a weird mix because they're very, very similar game, bar the Titans themselves.
Like control wise.
Yeah, control wise, they utilize a lot of the same mechanics. It's all sort of semi-futuristic, wall running, crazy suits sort of thing. But Black Ops 3 is so fucking boring. It's
really?
So bad. Yeah, it's compared to Titanfall 2, it's night and day difference. Even though
which did you play first?
I played Titanfall 2 first.
Okay.
So by boring, are you talking about the campaign? Is it just kind of tack on? They were focusing on the multiplayer. Here's a tack on campaign.
It's just all of it, the whole package. Everything that Black Ops 3 does, Titanfall 2 does better. That's the only way I can really describe it.
A review by Vin Hill.
I know, right? The multiplayer for Black Ops 3 is very much we want your money sort of thing, and it's really evident from every single game that you finish. When all you guys are posed there, like the MVPs and stuff. Like the 3 MVPs are stood there at the end of each game, and they're all in the most ridiculously fucking luminous colours because they've all purchased different hats and different outfits and different guns, and they're all fucking luminous purple, luminous green, and they've all got stupid characters, and they're like, yeah, man, we won because I'm the best and stuff. And it's just so night and day difference to Titanfall 2, like, which is a lot more grounded in...
Is that voice like an audio pack that you can purchase?
God, I hope so. That would be... I'd buy that in a heartbeat. I'll convert to Black Ops 3 full time then. But the campaign is just mind-numbingly boring. It's just, here's your gun, you're a grunt, go shoot shit.
No good set pieces, huh?
Not really. Like, at the very beginning of the game was pretty much the only interesting part of it, where you're playing as a normal soldier and you keep seeing all these super soldiers going by and they're like, yeah, we're the Black Ops or whatever, and you're doing your thing, and at the end of the level you literally get ripped from limb to limb by a robot. And so you're basically just an armless, legless thing, and then they convert you into this super soldier or whatever. It's sort of like a RoboCop ripoff.
Sounds like fucking Adam Jensen from Deus Ex a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. There's.
No, actually, no. You were correct. The correct reference was RoboCop. I did the opposite, where like I
You went for the more recent one.
the more recent one. Yeah, that was my fault.
Yeah,
it's
the
like
rip-off
RoboCop.
of the rip-off.
Sorry.
That film was garbage.
Did you just say RoboCop was a bad film?
I'm going to step out of this one. Good
The
luck.
reboot. The reboot was absolute garbage.
Oh, the reboot.
Oh, the reboot.
Okay.
Oh God, you did not say. Oh, my heart, be still.
RoboCop's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, Keith,
right.
thank you. You made me so shocked to so happy. Like I don't know if I've ever dealt with emotions, an emotional swing of that nature in my entire life. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, the reboot was garbage. Anyways,
Yeah.
so Black Ops 3 is not as good as Titanfall 2.
Like you have that moment where literally you see it in first person, and it's super graphic, and you're like, well, fucking hell, that's a bit rough, you know. But past that, like nothing else interesting happens. I haven't finished the game yet because it's just so fucking boring. But I must be about 6 hours in, and I'm not enjoying it as much as Titanfall 2. Like Titanfall 2 had every single level there was something happening. You know, there was sort of there was a relationship between you and your AI in the Titan, which is sort of. It's not like Halo in the way that you're falling in love with Cortana or whatever, like Master Chief did or whatever. But it's like you actually feel it. There's a bit more comedy in Titanfall 2 as well. I don't know. Just overall, if you're looking at Titanfall 2 or Black Ops 3, I implore you to buy Titanfall 2. Do not buy Black Ops 3 over that. But it's still a reasonably good game. But it's just very much, you know, they're there to make money, and you can sort of feel it by Black Ops 3, and I'm hoping that they bring that back down with World War 2 and take it a bit more serious, because man, just them fucking glowing stupid characters at the end of each match
Just
like,
burned into your brain at this point.
Yeah, it's so obvious that they're just milking that franchise now, and it's horrible to watch because I was such a huge fan of that series. And I haven't played a Call of Duty in a few years for a good reason, and I'm so glad that I did pull out of it and I didn't buy that game for $60, because Christ, it's an eyesore. That's the only thing.
Are you looking forward to World War II? Because quite a few people have been a bit lukewarm on it.
I'm looking forward to it because I hope that it goes back to the more serious Call of Duty what it used to be, because obviously their sales are starting to dip now, and I think that's where they're like, oh shit, we need to turn this ship around, and they've hit that realization. So and Sledgehammer did a good job on Advanced Warfare, so hopefully it's it brings it back to form, sort of thing, because they do need it. I mean, we do need Call of Duty. It's like Shane was saying last week, it brings in a hell of a lot of people into our industry, and that's never a bad thing. So hopefully it can get its feet back on the ground, so it isn't floating around and being ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a good example of that. Is my best friend David. He gets Call of Duty every year.
Yeah, I used to. I was one of them guys.
And he is insanely good at that game. But in recent years, he's kind of expanded his horizons a little bit. And I've seen him playing XCOM, which I'd never have thought he would be playing XCOM, ever. And Fallout 4. I never thought I'd catch him playing Fallout 4. But
so what,
because
that game like sucked him in, I guess?
Yeah, it's an ambassador game, isn't it? It's like my sister started out on Call of Duty, I think. That was one of her first games, like Modern Warfare or World at War. It was like one of them back in 2008, 2007 sort of games. And she got super sucked into that. But then after a while, she branched off to other games. And it's just done that for so many people in our industry. Like,
it's
so
gaming marijuana.
Exactly. So everyone just gets high and then like,
what's the opposite of gaming marijuana?
I don't know.
Like
there's
a
some
bucket
funny
of ice,
analogy.
a bucket of ice water to the face, like on Sunday morning after a bender. I think that's what the Call of Duty series
Final Fantasy 15. That's what it is.
Yeah, I would take the bucket of ice instead of like someone dumping like the disc on.
Honestly, if I die and there's a seventh circle of hell and I slip into it, it's just going to be me and Final Fantasy 15 until the end of time. I'm not even joking. But yeah, other than that, I played a couple of. I started playing Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance.
How did that come around, by the way? I'm seeing this on this list.
I've got it on Android.
Oh, okay.
I've got an emulator running, but I do actually have the original game cartridge. It's one of my favorite games on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, you switched? Yeah, that's right. You switched from the iPhone, didn't you?
I did. I finally made the switch because I was looking at the iPhone 7. I was like, it looks the exact fucking same as the iPhone 4. Like, why do I keep doing this every year and I'm just paying like $800 just to get the same thing again? I might as well try something different. And I got the Android S8, and I don't regret it. It's actually really, really cool. It's nice to play games on as well. So I've been playing Golden Sun on that, on the Game Boy Advance again, which is, it's a bit dated, but other than that, it's actually still a quite fun little game. It's mindless. And I've been playing Broken Sword on the Android as well, which is an old point-and-click adventure game. One of my favourites.
I've just bought Broken Sword 5 because I like the Broken Sword games from back in the day. And I just saw 5 on the sale, and I thought, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Is Broken Sword 5 a newer game?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's have you ever played Broken Sword?
I've never heard of it, to be honest.
Really? It's you know the Secret of Monkey Island and Grim Fandango,
the old point and clickers PC
ones.
It's
they're basically just as good as those. I would play.
Oh, really? Well, that one...
Broken Sword 1 and Broken Sword 2 are some of the best point and click action adventure games I've ever played. You get them on iPhone, you get them on iPad, they're on PC, get them on Steam. They're actually on sale right now, so if you're gonna do it now. And it actually works on Mac as well, Evan. So.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, fun.
And Evan, 5 normally comes after 4, 3, 2, and 1.
3 and 4.
I'm not familiar with. I mean, I just played Uncharted 1. So numbers.
Yeah, you're not good with numbers.
To me. No.
Right.
I didn't know what that meant.
After playing Yakuza 6.
Amazing game.
Yeah. I went from playing Yakuza 0 to Yakuza 6. So haven't gotten that math thing down, or maths as you guys say. I guess it makes sense because it's short for mathematics, which is plural. But anyways,
it's our words. It's our words, and you fucked them up because you're Americans.
Actually, we fucked one up. We say aluminium because aluminum didn't sound posh enough for us.
Apparently so.
Oh, that's if it's not posh enough.
I always say that, like I'm always breaking balls with my wife because obviously she's American, and just every time she's like, "No, that's not how you say it." Like, it's our language. You fucked it up. Like I always say that to her.
It's a tap, not a faucet.
I have that conversation several times a week with my friends.
Yeah, of course. You've got British friends, so yeah, you know the deal. But other than that, that's my game a month sort of thing. I'm hoping to get around to Dishonored 2. That's the next one on the list. But I also just got Dying Light the following. I know you didn't like that game very much, Evan, but I do want to.
Okay, I'm not gonna. Do you remember my problem with that game or no?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was gonna say I don't want to put anything in your head, but okay, we'll come back around to that next time. See what you think about it. But a lot of games.
Are we doing a going forward? Because if we are, I plunked up some cash, plunked down some cash, and
plunked
down
some cash.
Up if you want. I'm cool with that.
And got The Last of Us remastered and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh man, how
you are in for quite a ride.
What a fucking journey. I know, right? They're like the 2 best games ever, almost, on the PS4. Like, they're amazing games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good luck with those, man. You'll need some time to... I think both me and Ivan platinumed Horizon Zero Dawn, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
I did not platinum The Last of Us, and by the way, judging from what you've told me, I am not going to even fucking try.
Don't do it. Jesus. Yeah, just don't do it. But yeah, we should wrap up anyway, because we're going a bit over. But just want to say a massive thank you to Keith. Thanks for joining us, man. It's been really cool to have you on again to talk about all the games that we've been playing.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me back. I was kind of half expecting you guys to just veto me ever coming on again after the save or kill that I did for you guys last time.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. Pretty rough.
To be honest, no one else RSVP'd, so yep, there you
go. You were the only dude we could have on. I'm joking.
No, but you'll be on later this year for sure.
Yeah, we'll get you on to talk about Horizon and The Last of Us.
Actually, yeah, that'd be a great topic because I'm very interested to see.
It's 2 great games, man. Yeah. 2 great games. You can't follow them.
And Yakuza 0.
No, can we just leave? No.
Anytime, man.
I'm not hosting that one. I'm not.
Even if you trash it, like as long as we bring it up, that's all I care about.
I think you're all like bringing it up just to piss me off. That's all you're doing it now.
Yeah. Well, Kiwami's coming out. Better get ready.
Jesus, yeah. Brace yourself. But yeah, other than that, thanks to all our listeners for tuning in again every week. I know it's a bit of a weird topic that we went over this week because we're just trying to wind down from E3 and all that sort of stuff. So it was nice to just talk about games, just what we've been playing. It's actually really nice to spend a whole hour on that for once, actually. But yeah, do you want to sign off with any goodbyes or any Twitter handles that you got? Keith, where can people find you, and if you got anything to say?
You'll only find me on Sifted. Said last time, not on Twitter, although I might have to, just to kind of troll Evan. And then the only other thing I've got to say is last time I was talking about potentially platinuming. I've forgotten the name of the game.
Couldn't be that good.
Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs. Okay.
I've run into my gaming kryptonite, which is motorbike racing.
Oh no!
Gaming kryptonite. That's great. That'll have to be a topic on one of our weeks.
Gaming kryptonite. That's actually a pretty.
Yeah. What's
good,
one thing? Yeah.
expression.
What's one thing that? Yeah. We'll have to talk about that one time. That's great.
All right. Expression.
Yeah. Good luck
stolen.
with motorbikes. Indeed. Evan, Twitter handle and goodbyes.
At the stand user on Sifted Giant Bomb and Twitter. And Vin, how about yourself?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. I am at VinHillArt. You can find me on some of my finger paints on there from time to time. I've actually got a show reel that I just put up, so if you want to just watch a bunch of fucking images slide by on a video, then go look at it. It's pinned to my Twitter page. So
do you have some rad tunes in the background?
Dude, I've actually got. I'm not even kidding. I've got like some synthwave shit on the background. So
sweet.
Yeah,
that's a plus for me. Yeah. Gonna do that right now.
Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, wait until we finish recording. Also.
Hey, go play Hotline Miami if none of you have played it. What are you doing with yourself?
Indeed. If you do want to join us on the podcast like Keith did this week, then just contact us on Sifted. You can find me at Vin Hill. You can find Evan at Stand User. Just message one of us and let us know that you want to be on the show. But try and get you on as soon as possible to talk about video games and all awesome things surrounding it. But other than that, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you guys next time. So, ta-ta.
Goodbye.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. And love.
Done. But every time I load up Skype, there's always, like today I've got four. Yeah, I've got 4 of them.
4 bots?
Yep.
4 Skype addresses.
Indeed.
Yeah, I get that all the time. There's all these people just trying to hit me up on Skype, want to know about the way I do it.
Well, when you guys get as popular as you are now, you've got to feed the beast kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. I'm trying to say that I'm kind of like a quarterback. I think that's
keep
what,
these bitches off
what
of
I'm
me.
saying. I'm just gonna do a quick recording session, quick minute, and then I'm ready to go.
1, 2.
Yeah.
So
Every time.
every time without fail.
That's great.
The only thing that I like about it is like if this building went up on. If a fire happened in this building, like, we'd totally be fine. Because they could actually just turn the water on and point it towards the apartment building, because it's right across the street.
That's great.